So, Shane talks in the surfer persona right here and says, hey, share with me, that 1 hour database time background. Okay. And so he talks about kind of some things that he would be really helpful. And usually he says, well, this is the next step, right? Which is probably a repeat of something up here, but he wants to get real specific. Share the AWR database time breakdown. So that's what I'm actually going to do here. So I'm going to scroll down till I get to the top 10 foreground weight events and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna give that to him. So DB, so I'm going off of, I'm pointing with my finger. I'm going off of database DB time right here, which is foreground process CPU. So it's about, you can see the time right there. So I'm actually going to type that and I'm going to give that to Shane. Okay. And the top 3 events are DB file sequential read, DB file scattered read, and I said top 3 and I only gave him 2. So, and he kind of repeats back what you typed in, which is really good. And he gives us some insights about this. So, if you're not familiar with what the weight events are, Shane will give you a little bit of help. And you can always ask Shane, hey, what is the DB file sequential read? And it'll tell you about it. Okay. And you can just keep going down as deep as you actually want to go. So we have some recommendations right here. Usually you'll see that he's going to be talking about Oracle, the operating system, and SQL. That's those 3 circles, and you'll kind of see this in what he's doing right here. So now he really wants me to share the average wait time for sequential reads. So Shane's wants to do this. He's looking for this number, this 11.17, because that's an indicator on how well the IO subsystem is actually responding. And if you're wondering, well, why are you asking me that? You just ask Shane, hey, why are you asking me, whatever it is? And Shane will actually tell you that. Okay, I decided to give him the OS CPU stuff on that. Why did he okay, that was one of his recommendations. So I decided just to give him this, okay? And so on the AWR report, you can see the user time system and wait for IO. Now, I just typed this in pretty much exactly as it's shown right here, just to see if Shane can actually decipher that, okay? Because it's kind of a weird format, right? So there's our user time. It's a percentage system wait for IO and then idle. And I said the average wait time sequential reads is at 11.17 milliseconds, okay? And then Shane and then he talks about it. And he's like, hey, man, your idle time is 86%. That is, he says, your Oracle engine isn't stuck in a rip current waiting for CPU cycles. So Shane knows that, hey, it's, the wait times are taking relatively long. We got tons of CPU. So we're going to go down the path of physical IO. And that's the path he's actually going to lead us down right here. And he actually tells you he says, hey, what's the top SQL that's causing the DB file sequential reads? Okay, and so let's see what I give him next. Okay, so I clicked on the SQL, right? And then here's my list of how the AWR report reports it. But I said, hey, I don't have SQL sorted by DB file sequential reads, but there are other categories. Which one should I use? Now, okay, I don't know if you've hit this, but this happens a lot with an AWR report. You see a wait event, but then how do you know what the associated SQL statement is that's actually related to all that wait time? Well, Shane's kind of helping us out here, okay? And he actually tells me, he says, no worries. So we're since we don't have DB file sequential reads as one of the one of the categories here in the AWR report, I'm basically asking, well, which one of these can I use? And sometimes did here, actually gave me the SQL to pull the data directly out of the AWR tables, which is actually pretty cool. Can Shane compare two AWR reports? Yeah, you could just, I haven't tried that, but you should be able to do that. Yeah, you'll have to give him the numbers and everything. He doesn't do optical character recognition. So, but you could try that. I haven't done that yet. Let's see. So the next step. So Shane basically says, based on your situation that you're telling me about, for the SQL statistics, look at the ones that are ordered by physical reads or elapsed time. All right. And so I went down to elapsed time, and there's the top. So the top two SQL statements you can see from a elapsed time perspective, they're the big ones right there. And so we got those. And now I'm going to go down to the physical IOs, and they happen to be the top two as well. So this is like bingo. So I found the top IO wait time and top elapsed time. SQL, which dominates their category, and they're the same ones. So obviously, so we hammered it, and then he'll just kind of keep going down the path here. So anyway, that's just one example with an AWR report.